Hey everyone, what's up? So, The Voice in the Head, otherwise known as Inside Out, globally that is. That was a movie from 2014 or 15, I can't remember. It's great. It's amazing. It's one of those movies that you just hear the name, the title of the movie, and then you think of a particular scene, and then immediately start to tear up. And if you've seen the movie, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. So yeah, I seeing it for the first time. It's sort of, no pun intended, sort of kind of a movie that gets stuck in your head, conceptually wise. That is, because like you're always kind of thinking about, is that really how the human? Obviously, it's not. But is that really how the human mind works and how memories work? And a lot of things about one's consciousness start to make sense after watching this movie. Obviously, it's done in a child-friendly way and an entertaining way, but it's something to think about. And a lot of people have been saying for years that it's one of those movies that needs a sequel. I don't necessarily know what they could have done, where they could have gone with a sequel, but I always would have been happy to see one, and here it is. Now we're getting it. So we've got a couple new voices in one's head. These ones to be particular, I'm pretty sure that's all of them. I have seen zero trailers for this, apart from like a few quick shots or spots, and I'm excited. It came out a couple of days ago. I'm seeing it now because, work and life and stuff. But hope it's good, and talk to you when I come out. So, see you then. There's no going back. Whoa, my anxiety attacks. Whoa. Shout out if you get the reference. So, Inside Out 2. What do I think about it? Is this as good? Is it as good as the first? No, it is not, because the first one's a masterpiece. There's no getting around that. So, sorry for that. But I mean, you know what? I don't need it to be as good as the first. I just need it to be good, and that's really what this movie is. It's a lot of fun, and it keeps the same vibe and feel of the first. It really kind of makes you feel like you understand how the mind works, if you catch my meaning. Like, all this time I was sitting there at the theater, I was seeing everything that's happening, and somehow one half of my brain was enjoying the movie, the other half was, of course, dissecting the movie and figuring out what everything means and how everything falls into place, and all these different concepts that you're kind of used to hearing, without spoiling too much. I mean, I'm gonna use some examples from the previous movie, like the train of thought. You know how that played out in the movie? Something like that. There's all kinds of that. And this movie is actually, in fact, it actually doubles down on some of these concepts, and I think it provides. I think somehow the makers of this, the filmmakers, found a perfect balance of both explaining how these concepts that are regularly used to express thoughts and feelings and things that go on in one's mind, while also making them relevant to the plot. And I think that's really impressive. That's admirable. That's really good. And of course, the new emotions that they added. Hold on. Let's see. Anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and I cannot for the life of me figure out what they decided to call this one. They came up with a silly name that I'm probably past my age to know what it means, but it kind of like, whatever. So if that means anything to you watching it, good for you. You're better at this than me. But I liked them, and what I think was the best part about these guys, these new emotions, is that they're kind of presented as the antagonists without necessarily being the bad guys, as it were, in the movie. Especially, I mean, this one kind of the new version of joy in this movie. Like, she, if I can call it a she, she's not bad, but she's also not very good. She's not very useful to the mind. And you know what? True to form, the first movie didn't kind of really had a true antagonist or a villain. It was just, you know, circumstances, and that's really what this movie carries over and manages to replicate beautifully. And I like that. Sadly, I mean, we do see a little more from the mind of Riley's mind in this movie, but I don't think it has the same charm that the previous movie did. It's still good. It still manages to convey what they're trying to get across in a believable and intelligent way. But I guess because it's the second time around, and we've already kind of seen them do it the first time in the first movie, it kind of loses some of that first impression-ness of it. So it's not necessarily a critique, it's not a bad thing, it's just, you know, it's a fact of the movie. And there isn't necessarily anything bad about this movie, none that I can figure out. But overall, I think they did a really good job carrying over this movie. Again, like I said, it wasn't. The first one is just too good. There's just no surpassing it, and I think that's something I can give away. It's not really a spoiler. This movie doesn't really have that gut punch moment that the first one has, of like the sacrifice of Bing Bong. I mean, if you've seen the first movie, you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. So the sacrifice of Bing Bong is not... It doesn't have a moment that replicates that in this movie. Which, again, I didn't necessarily need it, because I just needed the movie to be good. But I'm just saying it as trying to explain why I think it's not as good as the first one, but it's still really good. And you know what? How should I put this? Pixar's not been having a good streak as of late in the last couple of years, but this one puts it right back up there, right back at the top. This is Pixar back on top of their game as far as the quality of movie making, and it was a pleasure to see. It was lovely to see. I really enjoyed this movie a lot, yeah. I think this movie kind of sets up a potential for a sequel. I mean, with a concept like this, you can carry this over in multiple sequels and, you know, follow this girl Riley until she's like 20. I don't know how many people would want to see that, but, I mean, you could. Still could. So, yeah. But then again, there's a couple of gray areas that I don't think Pixar is going to touch on, if you catch my meaning. That's it. I really enjoyed this movie. I would absolutely love a third movie in this series. But if not, at least we got the first two. I mean, the first one, which is just perfect, and this one, which is a very good follow-up to the first. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, if you have. And I'll see you next time there's something to watch in the movie. In the movie theater, which I, at the moment, am not sure what it is. I think Deadpool and Wolverine might be the next big thing to watch. But unless there's something else between that and now, you'll probably see it when I watch it. So, thanks for watching and goodbye. Hi there! Thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. I'll see you next time.